Welcome to Brown's Rod and Custom, your home for street rods, muscle cars, and Volkswagen content. This is my dad, Big Ron. He's our body man and fabricator. This is my beautiful wife, Megan, our editor-in-chief and supporter. And this is me, Adam, the designer and mechanic for our projects. If you find our videos helpful, like and subscribe for more content. Hey guys, Project Miata Day 3. So, been working on it here. I pulled the factory air intake off. I left the air box because it just wasn't in my way. And I'm in the middle of putting the alternator in it. New alternator. It needed an alternator very badly. So, this is the old one. Yeah. I don't hear any noise and it's not locked up, but he said it was making a noise, terrible noise when he drove. So, one thing I did find, the lower bolt, the bolt that goes through here, it had no nut on it or anything. It just was, I pulled it right out. This is like, holy shit. So, definitely was a problem. I also went ahead and used some soap and water and a Scotch-Brite pad and scuffed up the control arms on the driver or the passenger side front. And I removed the tie rod end here, or ball joint, and test fitted the new one. I want to get this painted up first, but here in a little bit I'm going to use our tool here, I got everything sitting on it, to press out these control arm bushings and press in the new urethane ones. And then I'll get these painted up, and then I'll get the tie rod installed, and then they'll be ready to go back in. And I got to do the same thing with the upper. And at the same time, I still have to run a spring compressor, get the spring off. I'm going to try to loosen the nut a little bit and see what happens. Kind of play that game, but I'm probably going to need a spring compressor. So get one of those, get the spring off. I'm going to get it painted silver, and then I got to tape all this stuff up and get it painted and cleaned up and ready to go back on tomorrow. Now the alternator bolt that I went and bought a locking nut. That way we don't have that problem again, because yeah, I don't want the kid to die. I found a couple things on here so far that, quite frankly, were very janky. So the caliper bracket bolts, where they mount to the hub, were loose, right? I had finger tight, like I could just spin them right out. That was a little janky. The caliper bolts that went in here that hold the caliper actually onto the bracket were loose. So we're fixing all these problems as we go. There's going to be problems. I know that. You know that. It is what it is. But if I can get the alternator in here and get that piece done, that'll be huge. And then I'll move on to getting prepping and painting and all the bushings and all that kind of stuff on the control arms. And then I'm going to paper all this off. And I'm going to undercoat up under the wheel well and get all that done. And I still need to make a run and get some caliper paint and some red caliper paint. I'm going to paint the calipers red. Why not? And, you know, just kind of clean this thing up for the kids. So, anyway, guys, stay tuned. That's where we're at on the Miata. It's alternator time. I'm going to get on it, get this thing in, and I'll come back to you in a little bit. Hey guys, welcome back to Project Miata. Alright, so getting into some maintenance. New alternators installed. I put a locking nut on the bottom bolt since it didn't have any. And I just pulled the bolt out when I removed it. It's kind of not safe. So that's in, belt's good, we're good. Alternator's done. Now, went ahead, came up in here, started looking. Airbox, a little dirty. I'm gonna shop vac it out, clean that up. This is the new air filter. The old air filter was pretty good. So we're gonna put that back in the box for him, put the new one in, the new Bosch. So I don't know what this actually is. And get that done. I think I'm going to take and clean the map sensor. I'm going to pull it out and clean that. and then reinstall the intake. Okay. Now I've got everything working good. I cleaned the throttle body. It was terrible. So used some carbon choke cleaner and throttle body cleaner, and got that done. So just some general maintenance on this, trying to get some things done while I have access to it. So that'll knock out that portion. Things I still am fairly certain I need to do. This hose is a little crunchy. Might need radiator hoses. I think I need a valve cover gasket for sure. It's leaking back here without a doubt, and back there. And I think I need a new PCV, so I'll probably go ahead and order that too. Things he wanted me to do: I have new plug wires, I have a new coil pack, and I have new spark plugs. So that's going to happen. I'm obviously going to change the oil since there is no oil in it. So I'll drain whatever's there, throw a new filter on it, put 5 gallon or 5 quarts in it and see what or whatever it takes, and then fire this thing up in probably in a couple days, and see where the oil runs out, and then start backtracking from there, and see if we can't find his oil leak. So that's that. I also need to figure out the cooling fans don't turn on, so I need to figure that out. So I need to make sure they have power, check the fuse, check the relay, all the things, and try to get that dialed in for him. Because like we talked about yesterday, if it doesn't hold oil at all, and he's going through 4 or 5 quarts of oil in a couple days, and the cooling fans don't turn on and it overheats, what's the point of doing any of this, right? So we got to get those things fixed. But I do think we took care of one of his noises while driving, which was the alternator. This is the one I took off. It's not, I don't hear any noise spinning it, but that doesn't mean it wasn't. It's pretty grody. I don't know if that's the original. This car's got 70-something thousand on it, so we'll see. Something else I did, I went ahead and removed this trim piece here, which goes inside the wheel well here, so that I didn't want to paint it with undercoat. So I think one of the next things I'm going to do is scrub this with soap and water, and with Dawn and water, and then tape some things off, and then I'm going to go ahead and undercoat all this just to get it done and get it drying now that it's probably 60 degrees out here. I definitely have the temp I need to get something done there. So just trying to save this little Miata, get some of this crap shop vac out of it, clean it up, and then we'll keep rolling. So I'm waiting on Ron here in a little bit. Tonight we'll press those bushings out and stuff, and I'll paint those arms. I just need an extra set of hands. And then at some point I'll probably go rent a cool spring compressor. Get these off and get rolling on that. So lots going on, guys. Stay tuned. I'll keep bringing it to you, and I'll be back in a little bit. Alright guys, new air filters installed. Gonna bolt down the box. Just went around and took the shop vac here, sucked out the intake box, got a lot of the shit that was up in here. There was like a rat's nest back in there. I'm almost positive I sucked it up. And then just kind of went around the engine bay, sucked up any leaves, anything in the inner fender, all of that back in here. Just trying to make it better. And the better I make it, the better it is for me to work on. So we're getting somewhere. And I did just find something interesting. I was just sitting here looking at this, and watch this. I've got a bolt right here, which makes me think I have a broken bolt here. So that's not good. So we'll have to address that. This is how it goes, right? These are the things we're gonna find. There'll be parts ordered, there'll be all kinds of stuff and wait times and everything else. But for now, we got a shitload of parts to put on, so I'm just gonna keep rocking, guys. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to Project Miata. Alright, so been working on the wheel well over here, and some rust and some things of that nature. I used a little POR-15, hit some spots here, in here for them. There's one there. Some down in that back corner back there. And some stuff underneath. But I poured. Let me turn the light on for you. You can actually see what's going on here. So I POR-15'd here, any rust spots I could see, and then I went around. I also POR-15'd the subframe on this side, so it's nice and shiny and pretty. But I also then took duplicolor bed armor bed liner, and I undercoated all of this. Let me back out so you can actually see it. So I'm trying to get this guy some longevity on this thing. So looks pretty cool when you're standing back on it. Looks amazing. Really, it looks fantastic, because if you figure this is what it looked like here, this is before, so big improvement, big improvement. So we're getting somewhere now. I just peeled the tape off. I had it all taped up and everything, but this is that bed liner stuff, duplicolor bed armor. It's pretty good stuff. Went on really good. So, but now we got a clean wheel well. This will dry hopefully and look pretty good for them and all the things. And I continued it down and on back a little bit, and I think before it's all said and done I'll probably hit all the way back. But we're to here. Just wanted to show you guys that. Thought some of you guys might like this. Just a clean up, you know what I mean? I still got to pull the sway bar, and I'm going to paint it silver, and I'm going to paint the springs silver, the coil springs. So that should look good, and the calipers I'm going to paint red. Haven't got there yet, but that's what's going to happen. And it's a little after 4. Starting to wrap it up a little bit here. Temperature's starting to drop. But I wanted to make sure I got that on there so it was drying overnight, that bed liner stuff and the pores and everything. So looking good so far. Still got a lot of work to do on this side. I still got to press out all the bushings. I got to clean this up, reinstall it, so on and so forth. Put the tie rod on, or ball joint on this side. Tie rod, boot, end link, all that. So it'll look good when she's done. It's just going to take a minute, you know, as anything does. There's a lot of prep work in all this, detailing things out like this. You got to kind of, say I had it up, this up here, just trying to stop things from going in the engine bay. But anywho's, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Please like and subscribe. There'll be a whole lot more coming on this Miata. This is just the beginning. And we'll make her pretty. Save this thing. The idea is to try to save it, because it had some surface rust and stuff. I could see it. And I just don't want them to have these problems down the road, you know. So, alright guys, I'm going to get back to it. Thanks for watching.